The storm has already come through some of these areas, so we know kind of what to expect. 60 to 70 mile-per-hour winds reported between Hinton and areas just to the south. Some damage reports there as well, where we're looking at some tree damage and power line damage. And in Oklahoma City itself, this is what it looks like right now. Remember, just off to the west, it is really ramping up. Camera bouncing around just a little bit. Look for this image to change dramatically as we go through the next 20 to 30 minutes, right? The visibility is going to go way down. The wind's really going to pick up. The rain will be there. We will have a fairly robust lightning activity as well. So all of this coming together for Oklahoma City, especially the western and northern suburbs, but we can't rule it out for Oklahoma City itself. In fact, if it weren't dark and you were able to look from Oklahoma City towards the west, this is the view that you would have. Look at these towering cells, right, along that line of storms. Here's Oklahoma City looking due west, the big-time wall of thunderstorms approaching. But there are some small tornado warnings as well. Let's go to Dr. Forbes for more on those.
Thanks, Mark. And another one of those squall lines. This one does have tornado warnings with it in areas of West Texas here down north of San Angelo. In red, the two areas are tornado warnings. Little circulations on the leading edge of the line. Both of them are in Nolan County. One of them, I think you could see a little forward surge here contrasting with the rearward flow, the inflow. So that could give a tornado up near the Grimes, the Merkel areas. And then south of that, north of the Blackwell area, coming up toward areas ultimately toward Tuscola. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I leave a direct therapy.
TANS device.
A relief from lower back pain.
I put it on my back. I feel this electrical pulse grabbing at my muscles.
It was more powerful than I was expecting it to be.
It worked. I believe Aleve.
Learn more and read reviews at Aleve.com.
Constipated? Trust #1 doctor recommended Dulcolax. Use Dulcolax tablets for gentle, dependable relief. Suppositories for relief in minutes. And Dulcoes for comfortable relief of hard stools. Dulcolax, designed for dependable relief.
Cod extravaganza is here at Long John Silver's. Try our new Coastal Beer Battered Cod. It's all-natural Alaskan cod dipped into a golden beer batter for a twist on a classic flavor. The choice is yours, because at Long John Silver's, you deserve more.
Hey, searching for a great used car?
Yeah.
You got it. Just say, show me millions of used cars for sale at the all-new Carfax.com.
I don't want one that's had a big wreck.
Just say, show me cars with no accidents reported. Pretty cool.
I like it.
That's the power of Carfax. Find the cars you want, avoid the ones you don't. Plus, you get a free Carfax report with every listing. Start your used car search at Carfax.com.
Discover Card. I'm not a customer, but I'm calling about that credit scorecard. Give it? Oh, sure, it's free for everyone. Oh, well, that's nice. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. Oh! I'm so proud of you. Well, thank you.
Free at discover.com/credit scorecard, even if you're not a customer.
I want the most out of my health and life, so I trust Nature Made vitamins. Because they were the first to be verified by USP for quality and purity standards, and because I recommend them as a pharmacist.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Mom's got this cold. Hashtag stuffy nose, hashtag no sleep, hashtag mouth breather.
Just put on a Breathe Right strip. It instantly opens your nose up to 38% more than cold medicine alone. Shut your mouth and say goodnight, mouth breathers. Breathe Right.
Sharon was given a few months to live if her cancer wasn't treated.
I was diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer, which I thought meant chemo. But a biomarker test showed I had high levels of PD-L1, which meant I could start with a different treatment.
1 year later, she's here with her family. A true story with Keytruda.
On Keytruda, my scans started showing good news.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and with high levels of PD-L1, it could be your first treatment instead of chemotherapy. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work, and may be serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, rash, itching or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
Each day now, it's a gift.
A chance for a longer life. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
It's amazing out there to me means, just the beauty of what is around us. A beautiful sunrise, waves crashing on the beach, enjoying that first snowfall of the season, watching a tornado spin in the plains of Oklahoma. To me, that's what it's amazing out there is.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage. We're zoomed in here on Oklahoma City. We've got the Skydance Bridge there, I-40, and big-time winds are coming into the area. There was a report, at least through the Mesonet, they're going to have to verify this, but a 95-mile-per-hour wind gust near the El Reno area. That's the kind of wind potential that we have for Oklahoma City, especially for the western and northern suburbs.
Yeah, pretty close to Oklahoma City, down into Chickasha. We've been getting numerous reports that it is just continuing to rain non-stop. So the other concern we have here is the threat of flash flooding, because this rain is just going to continue for several more hours.
It feels like we can see the lights way off in the distance here. Once that rain arrives, this camera is going to look completely different.
Yeah, you
right?
may not be able to see the peak there where the basketball team plays, and very shortly as that heavy rain moves in. Well, we are going to continue our live coverage throughout the evening as we watch these big storms develop across West Texas and also over central Oklahoma.
This is the kind of the wide view of the radar showing you both of those locations where we're seeing the big active weather right now. We also have a lot of lightning strikes within this area. The potential for flooding is there. We've got all the threats continuing right now. Jumping down, here's the Dallas area as well as just west of there. It looks like a brand new severe thunderstorm watch has just been issued, but still a tornado watch from southern Oklahoma into northern Texas. Then here is the brand new watch, including Dallas, Waco, Temple, Austin, San Antonio, right down I-35 there until 4 in the morning.
That's right, because again, pretty soon you're going to be going to sleep, but we want you to be aware that during the overnight hours, it does look like a line of intense thunderstorms, if it holds together, could continue to get closer to that major interstate across Texas.
Now, let's show you what's happening right now with the most dangerous storms. We've got our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes here. And Doc, a very active weather right now, but also a threat that goes right on into the night.
Yeah, it really does. That will be because of the west of two squall lines. You've shown the Oklahoma City. That's squall line number 1. Its tail comes down into north central Texas. Squall line number 2 is farther west. It is formed this evening on this dry line, the scallop yellow. That's the west edge of the Gulf of Mexico moisture, and has had some tornadoes in that. Still a couple of tornado warnings there, embedded little circulations in that line. So let's take a look. We'll start and get a look at those tornado warnings. They've tweaked just a little bit. So let me pull this one here. Fisher, Nolan, and Taylor counties with the northern of those two tornado warnings. A little circulation in the line there. and I'll adjust that. Well, that's actually pretty good. Blair, Merkel, and the Dyess Air Force Base coming right toward the Abilene area at about 10-12 if that holds together. It might go a little bit north of that, something more like that, with the leading edge of this forward surge, and then a little bit of a backwards indentation there, indicating of a bit of a circulation showing up in there that could generate a tornado. Then, just to the south of that, Nolan County, coming into the Blackwell area right now is one of those forward surges, and then a little indentation where the inflow comes in. The circulation could be blasting right down the center of that toward areas like coming up toward Tuscola, for example, at about 10:04. Let me do just a little bit of an adjustment on this one. It would be coming something like that. Tuscola about 10:10 now by the looks of things. You see in white there some of the additional locations and their timing. Now, let's go from north to south. We'll take another look at the Oklahoma City metro area. Big squall line backwards, bow echo blasting in there. You've heard that El Reno has had a mesonet measured 95-mile-per-hour gust. There have been lots of measured 60-plus mile-per-hour gusts with this. So expect some damage. Canadian, Kingfisher, and Oklahoma counties, you have severe thunderstorm warnings. I've paused this here to show you. There's a little bit of a comma, and then the bow echo or the comma mark here, punctuation mark, and so little notches coming in, rear inflow jets, air coming in and sinking and clearing out some of the precipitation. So there could be ahead of that little spots that have enhanced wind damage here and there, hence some places 64, others 95 mile per hour. There have been the semis that have been overturned, and this whole line is moving fast, 55 miles per hour or so. So now readjusting this and doing a timing of this right into Oklahoma City within a few minutes. Midwest City, 951, Harrah, Stillwater, 1020, Drumright, 1040 at the rate that it's going in. Just about anywhere inside that red area could have wind damage. Here is the raw velocities, the surge forward here, the blues, some of those are this area in here. There you notice El Reno. This is where at least a little above the surface, winds are 70 to 90 mile per hour. So sometimes those mix down to the ground and become wind damage. A little bit down farther to the south end of this line, coming down into Electra and then over into the Chattanooga area of Oklahoma, Comanche, Cotton, and Tillman counties with severe warnings. And these, look, 1, 2, 3 little arcs coming across there. This could become a flash flood problem before too long as well. Then down farther to the south of that, Baylor, Ford, and Will Barker counties, severe thunderstorm warnings. There's a little supercell beginning to gust out there. The north end of the second squall line, I need to adjust the, whoops, hit the wrong thing here. Adjust that one a little bit. We have Fisher, Nolan, and Taylor counties with the severe thunderstorm warnings north of where the tornado warnings are. And the gusts have blasted through the San Angelo area. There have been some 70-mile-per-hour gusts measured in this line. Coke, Runnels, Tom Green counties with severe warnings. Look at this little green line. That's where the rain-cooled air. The green line is the gust front that represents the leading edge of the rain-cooled air gusting out. And it has pushed all the way out to El Dorado and across severe thunderstorm warnings all across those areas. Still a little severe thunderstorm warning out ahead, a little supercell out ahead of that main squall line heading toward the area near Kerrville. Right now it's in Edwards, Kerr, and Real counties. A small little pocket of hail, and we'll keep an eye on this one because sometimes those will produce tornadoes. What's causing all this? Well, a lot of southeast flow, very moist flow, dew points in the 60s. It's very warm up about this far, very dry then behind that, and so a combination of a dry line and a cold front now beginning to blast east, warm air coming up to the warm front, and just enough southeast winds to really feed that squall line and maybe give a chance of a tornado. Combine that with winds aloft that are becoming stronger from the southwest as this upper disturbance comes in, and that makes for a stormy night tonight across Texas, all the way across central Texas to the I-35 corridor, and maybe even over to Fort Smith and Texarkana in the Arkansas area, and with Torcon values of 3 in many of these areas. Jennifer, a very, very stormy night ahead.
Yeah, it's certainly something we're going to be keeping an eye on. And one spot that it's coming closer to is right here in Oklahoma City. We are looking off towards the southwest. You can kind of see the peak, as they call it. That is where the basketball team plays, off in the distance there. And again, it looks pretty good, the visibility right now, but that could be quickly coming to an end as we watch that line of intense thunderstorms and very heavy rainfall move closer to you. We've had a pretty busy afternoon, evening with more than 75 reports of severe weather, and they've been mostly across West Texas up into western parts of Oklahoma. So again, all these dots here, let's indicate somebody was reporting some strong storms in the form of gusty winds as well as even some hail. San Angelo reporting a wind speed up to 63 miles per hour. We had numerous reports of wind speeds, and they were strong enough to rip off this metal roof here northwest San Angelo up in Sterling City. Then we go into the town of Sweetwater. It's just west of Abilene, right along Interstate 20. Strong winds, and also reports that the northern half of the city of Sweetwater is without power right now because of those winds causing some damage across the area. Now we're up into the western half of Texas here in Daugherty. We have a tornado rain raft that was reported a little while ago. And again, just west of Oklahoma City, right along 40, we've had numerous reports that semi-trucks have been turned over because of the strong winds, those coming to us within the past 30 minutes. So again, it's been a very busy evening, and it's going to continue to stay that way. Let's get the latest now on what's going to happen with Mark.
Yeah, we can time this all out for you to show you when those winds could be impacting your towns. A quick look here at the high-resolution future radar. Oklahoma City, basically just about now, but look how the southern bow takes over for I-35. Basically 1, 2, 3 a.m. Dallas, Austin, Temple, San Antonio, going right down I-35 as we go through the rest of the night, and then continuing into East Texas and coastal Texas with a slowing forward progression by morning. A flash flood threat will continue there as well. We'll be right back.
When you're close to the people you love, does psoriasis ever get in the way of a touching moment? If you have moderate to severe psoriasis, you can embrace the chance of completely clear skin with Taltz. Taltz is proven to give you a chance at completely clear skin. With Taltz, up to 90% of patients had a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. In fact, 4 out of 10 even achieved completely clear skin. Do not use if you are allergic to Taltz. Before starting, you should be checked for tuberculosis. Taltz may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Tell your doctor if you are being treated for an infection or have symptoms, or if you have received a vaccine or plan to. Inflammatory bowel disease can happen with Taltz, including worsening of symptoms. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Now's your chance at completely clear skin. Just ask your doctor about Taltz.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Now get 0% financing, or an average $11,506 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one. I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call 1-800-918-5493. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Dish was founded on innovation to cover the millions of Americans the cable companies wouldn't. Why?
Because when we've gotten it right, it was when we were listening. Not to ourselves, but to our customers. And I'm here to spread the word. But I'm not a spokesman. Instead, I'm a spokes-listener. And I'm here to listen in an industry that doesn't. Why?
Because at Dish, we're tuned in to you.
Let me talk to you about retirement. A 401k is the most sound way to go. Let's talk asset allocation. Sure.
You seem knowledgeable, professional.
I'm actually a DJ.
No way.
That really is you.
If they're not a CFP pro, you just don't know. CFP, work with the highest standard.
We continue to watch the Oklahoma City area, right? Live view into Oklahoma City. There it is. You know, the winds may be wreaking havoc on our live camera here because we are looking for really gusty conditions to blast into Oklahoma City. Trust me, all the lights aren't out yet, but they might be soon, unfortunately, as we are watching just a horrific line of storms coming towards the Oklahoma City area. Reports of wind gusts approaching 95 miles per hour near El Reno, according to the Oklahoma Mesonet. We'll have to see if that report gets verified as they go back in after the fact and double check, but that's the kind of potential that we have with this Boeing line of storms. Look at this shape to it, right? This big curl. That is indicative of very strong winds pushing that rain forward, and right at the apex of that line coming towards Oklahoma City, the northern suburbs, Edmond, you are going to get slammed. Nasty, nasty wind coming directly towards you as we speak. Some of the radar estimates of those winds, close to 70 miles per hour, but as the rain kind of pushes that wind down and towards the surface, we may actually see that a little bit stronger, right? Because we have already seen reports stronger than that. So this whole zone is under severe thunderstorm warnings as that line of storms continues to move on through. And so timing out that whole big segment of thunderstorms for that potential for wind for you, Norman by about 9:45 or so, Stillwater 9:57, Tulsa by 10:24 if this line of storms can hold together. It's basically the worst of the wind tracking along 44 and points just north. So Tulsa certainly not out of the question for you to see these very, very gusty winds well before Tulsa will be the Stillwater area and portions of I-35 there north of Oklahoma City. This Boeing line of storms has already come through those western suburbs. We're already getting wind reports and damage reports. Here's an observation south of El Reno, or just south of El Reno, close to 64 miles per hour. But again, we had that Mesonet site significantly higher than that. We've also had reports near Hinton of 63 mile per hour winds, and coupled with these wind reports right in here were some damage reports, including in the Carnegie area, reports of many power lines down in town. This was relayed in by the emergency manager in the area. So no power in town right now. They've got a lot of work to do to clean up after this line of storms. And again, that is the line that is moving towards Oklahoma City. It's pouring, though, in the Chickasha area. And you know what? Notice all this, right? This is all heavy rain going over these areas time and time again. And so flash flooding is a big part of the story. There's another Boeing line of storms here down towards the south that also has a little bit of rotation, the kind of that notch right in there, showing us that potential for a tornado. That's along I-20, generally headed towards Abilene, Fisher, and Nolan counties. You have that potential to see a tornado. Brief tornado, but it is there. So that is something that we have to be aware of. Jen, people need to know where to go when tornado warnings are in place.
Yeah, typically the safest place to be when a tornado approaches is in the basement or even in a storm shelter underground. But if you're not able to get to a shelter or a basement, you need to find the shelter that is available. Here's Mike Bettis with more.
I'm here with State Farm Technology Research Director Chris Mullen, and we find ourselves, Chris, in a situation we never want to be in. Tornado is approaching, single-story home, no basement. Already, we've got roof damage to our home, our flag whipping in the wind. There goes the front porch furniture. Those gutters, they flap in a wind and down they come, but it's that garage that's so susceptible.
It is. The garages are incredibly vulnerable for two reasons. They're made of lightweight material, they cover a wide expanse, so they're very easy to create lift. This is where you sustain catastrophic damage to this side of the house. You do not want to be here in a tornado.
Wind's getting even stronger now in this tornado. Though exterior walls, oh, those are so dangerous, including those windows, all made of glass. In they go. That could cut you. So you don't want to be in an exterior room. You want to be in an interior room. So let's peel back the roof here and show you in this home where you should go. It's right there, Chris, in that laundry room.
That's exactly right. Put as many walls between you and the storm as possible. With wind-borne debris, it travels a little slower than the wind, but wind speeds like this, it'd be very easy to pick up a 2x4 and in it would come. There it is. You want to be inside in that interior room to be safe.
You want to get down low. You want to cover your head, maybe under a sturdy piece of furniture. But I look at that tree. It's just swaying in the wind as this tornado comes in and down it goes.
There it goes. And a tree like that, 50 feet high, it weighs 2,000 pounds. That's as much as a car. So that'll slice right through the roof, right through exterior walls. So before storm season starts, you want to get those trees evaluated by a professional, cut the dead limbs, get the canopy back so it won't pick up wind, and then with you and your family, practice your safe plan. Establish that safe plan so you're ready.
Chris, always great to have you. Thank you so much. Having your family ready can help life go right when severe weather strikes.
The Lab is brought to you by State Farm. There for when things go wrong, but also here to help life go right.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're here to help. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Please get to the lowest level.
We have a charge. We have a responsibility.
We have live team coverage tracking.
To provide information to people to help them stay safe.
This weather is affecting people and their relatives across the country.
Our team's taking you into the storm with live reports and expertise you won't get anywhere else.
We are scientists, we are meteorologists, and that makes a tremendous difference.
When it comes to a weather situation that warrants attention, we're the place to go. It's that simple.
Mom, Dad, we need to talk. In case you haven't noticed, things have changed.
I'm not the same person I used to be.
I think it's time we take things to the next level.
Kids grow up. So do vacations. 3 theme parks. 5 resort hotels.
I'm ready.
Are you?
Universal Orlando Resort.
Umbrellas! You need one of these.
You wouldn't put up with an umbrella that covers you part way. So when it comes to pain relievers, why put up with just part of a day? Aleve. Live whole, not part.
I want to give it to you for half off.
Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy combines German-style Weiss beer with the taste of natural lemonade. It's as refreshing as refreshment gets. Leinenkugel's. Welcome to the Liney side.
Hi, I'm Ty Pennington. There are all types of home loans for all types of people.
FHA loans, jumbo loans, VA loans, condo loans, and many more. Choosing the right mortgage could save you thousands of dollars. Guaranteed Rate has helped over 500,000 happy customers find the right mortgage with low rates. Go to rate.com right now to try Guaranteed Rate's easy, intuitive loan finder. Just answer a series of simple questions about your specific mortgage needs, and the Intuitive Loan Finder's powerful decision engine will generate a customized list of the best loan products at the lowest rates for you, all in less than 60 seconds, and all for free. Guaranteed Rate is a top 10 national lender with over 95% customer satisfaction. So whether you're buying or refinancing your home, get a low rate from Guaranteed Rate today. Call 1-888-668-0066 or visit rate.com.
If you love the window seat, start your day opening the window to your weather with AMHQ, mornings on the Weather Channel.
Just listen to the hail pounding down. You don't need large hail to get it to be a racket out there, right? It's covering the grass. It's flowing down through the gutter system there. This is near Midland, Texas, the Permian Basin. And yeah, earlier today we had a lot of hail reports. Now transitioning to more of a gusty wind and flooding rain threat, although we can't rule out some hail to continue through tonight. Can't rule out a few isolated tornadoes as the night goes on either. So all the threats are still with us. A lot to follow for you tonight, and we want to go to the expert when we have a night like this. Severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes monitoring what's happening now. Doc, anything that's catching your eye as being the most pressing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. A squall line is blasting right through the Oklahoma City metro area. El Reno, Oklahoma had a 95-mile-per-hour measured gust, and then we have a second squall line. Here's the Oklahoma City squall line, and then its tail end, storms that are stalling out or training could become a flood threat, and then another squall line that's coming through the San Angelo area. It has had, at least in one location, a 70-mile-per-hour gust, and it has a tornado circulation embedded in that. So we'll start with that one. Off now to the east of Sweetwater in Texas, Fisher, Nolan, and Taylor counties, a possible circulation there giving a potential tornado. Now that, should it hold together, could come into or close to the Abilene area. That original circulation would be coming toward the Hodges area, the Merkel, Hodges, and Hawley, just to the north and west of the Abilene area. Looks like it's weakened a little bit. We'll continue to monitor these. These circulations in the line can be kind of transient. Now up into the Oklahoma City metro area, looks like the worst of the bow echo has gone off just north of downtown Oklahoma City, up into the Guthrie, the Edmond area, blasting across now Lincoln, Logan, and Payne counties. We've had several semis that have been overturned, many reports of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and the strongest winds will be right along or just ahead of the leading edge of the heavy rain, now near the Guthrie area, the Edmond area, and especially the northeast side of Oklahoma City. Taking a look here at some of the timing of this now, it's kind of in the Midwest City area very shortly. Stillwater about 10:25, Drumright about 10:46. This whole line is going east-northeast at about 55 miles per hour. Off to the north of that, there's another little line segment now east of Enid, Garfield, Grant, and Noble counties. You too could be getting some of that damaging wind. So, Jennifer, a very, very stormy night, and by the wee hours of the morning, the squall line that's in Texas will march its way all the way to the I-35 corridor in Texas from the Metroplex down into Waco and Austin and maybe even San Antonio.
Yeah, we are going to be following this line of intense thunderstorms even into tomorrow. So let's talk more about Wednesday's forecast. It does look like we'll have all the ingredients coming together, the moisture in the lower portion of the atmosphere, the drier air across the western half of Texas, and the collision of those two, the dry line setting up. So we have the threat for more intense thunderstorms, more tornadoes expected, and more damaging winds as we go into mainly East Texas, eastern Oklahoma, anywhere east of I-35 tomorrow. could receive the stronger threat of severe weather. So places like Houston, up into Little Rock, Tyler, Texas, even the Metroplex early in the morning could see those strong storms. Oklahoma City over towards Tulsa, Kansas City, and out towards Little Rock and Memphis, you could be dealing with some very strong thunderstorms, maybe even some tornadoes. We do have Torcon, where a tornado could be within 50 miles of this area. We have it up to 4 to 3 here across this area into eastern Texas, over towards Shreveport, Louisiana, around a 4 in northwestern Louisiana. So again, this is an area that we're going to be continuing to monitor as we move into tomorrow, from Springfield all the way to Shreveport, as well as into Little Rock. Torcon values of around 4 for tomorrow. So again, this is going to continue to progress towards the east. And meanwhile, even into Thursday, we could be looking at the threat of severe weather in the southeast in the form of stronger thunderstorms. And again, all the ingredients really not getting displaced anywhere, so they're going to continue to stay across the south for a few days here. So let's time it out and look at Jackson, Mississippi. This is again Wednesday afternoon into the overnight hours into Thursday morning is when we expect a line of thunderstorms to work its way across central portions of Mississippi. So again, we're going to be talking about this threat of severe weather for days now.
Several more days to watch. Hopefully we can minimize the amount of tornadoes that we've seen, but we've seen some tornadoes today. I want to show you some video of at least one of them. This video is near Avoca, Texas, about 30 miles north of Abilene. Look at this, just a classic, almost elephant trunk shape to that tornado. You remember, you don't have to have the cloud get all the way to the ground, but you can clearly see the circulation is on the ground there, as you've got all that dust, the debris cloud around the circulation continuing to get kind of spiraled on out as that tornado is rolling on through. It's mostly an open field, but you can see it's kicking up a good bit of debris there. This one did the full cycle, right? Got a little bit larger for a time, as you can see here, a pretty impressive storm that hopefully stayed away from everyone. But there are still storms out there tonight and an ongoing threat. We'll show you where next.
Well, it's been a busy afternoon and continues to stay that way here in West Texas, western Oklahoma. The radar very active with numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, as well as even tornado warnings and a lot of lightning. You can't even see the heavy rain because of all the lightning.
We still have a tornado watch in place from just south of Oklahoma City through Wichita Falls and back towards the panhandle of Texas a bit. But the newest watch is a massive, massive amount of real estate, right? We're talking about everything being bigger in Texas. When you're talking from San Angelo to Junction to Dallas to Waco to Temple to Austin and San Antonio, all included in this severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m.
Yeah, it looks like that line of intense thunderstorms is going to work its way towards I-35 during the overnight hours. So again, busy evening here. Let's find out from our severe weather expert who is joining us in a few minutes. Meanwhile, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Lopez, along with meteorologist Mark Elliott.
Yeah, and so these storms are just barreling on through. We've seen tornado warnings today. We still have a big-time wind threat. So as Jennifer mentioned, we want to go over to severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes, who's monitoring all of this. Doc, some really impressive wind values being confirmed now in central Oklahoma.
Yeah, 95 mile per hour at El Reno, Oklahoma has been confirmed, and we've had a 73 mile per hour wind gust measured in the Texas squall line. So here are the two squall lines from central Oklahoma. Its tail is not quite as fast here. The progressive part is this part, but this part is stalling out. So a big, not only a hail and wind, but a flood threat developing in there. And then our second squall line blasting across areas now east and northeast of the San Angelo area with strong winds, and even still an isolated supercell down there west of the Kerrville area. So let's take a look at some of these. The tornado warning that had been in effect for areas coming toward the Abilene area has expired as we came in here at the top of the hour. But still, look at that, Jones, Nolan, and Taylor counties with a squall line. Look at this little green and gray line that's coming out. That's the gust front. Rain-cooled air has pushed east ahead of the body of the heaviest rain and is surging fast. Look at it here, just coming toward the areas north and west of Tuscola, southwest of Abilene, a real fast surge of that. So occasionally these will give tornado threats. The leading edge of that gust front could come into Abilene with a strong gust at about 10:10, Potosi about 10:16, Bayard about 10:33. It's going east at about 55 miles per hour. Then up into the northern of these two bow echoes. This one is off now north and east of Oklahoma City, Lincoln, Logan, and Payne counties with severe thunderstorm warnings. This is the one that near the apex of that bow had the 90 mile per hour wind gusts in it. So could be 70 to even stronger wind gusts coming up across this area. Look here, there's a little comma head to this, a punctuation mark comma right up there north and west of Guthrie. So leading edge of this, or even a few miles ahead of that, are where the strong winds come in, and then followed by a burst of heavy rain and continued gusty winds, maybe for about 10 minutes or so. Tracking this out, that comes up into Stillwater about 10:22, the Drumright area about 10:41, and up here beyond that, probably about 11 or 11:15 is the Tulsa area. So that could get involved as well before the night is over. There's a little line segment north of that bow echo. Garfield, Grant, and Noble counties could be getting damaging wind gusts from that. The tail end, the south end of that bow that is giving the wind, here is the leading edge where it's stalling out. 1, 2, 3 little line segments coming across there. Some have hail. They all have rain, and so a flood threat developing along with a severe threat. Caddo, Comanche, and Grady counties. And there's more behind that, down into Lawton, all the way down into east of Vernon, Texas. Comanche, Cotton, and Tillman counties. Severe thunderstorm warnings, and there is a severe thunderstorm warning for includes Wilbarger County as well. So a lot of storms with hail rolling up across that area. North of the north of the storm that had formerly had tornado warnings, the line of thunderstorms has passed Guthrie. It's severe down into the Jones, Nolan, and Taylor counties that have shown, and down into Coleman and Reynolds County. You see that gust front ahead of the line, and then it is past San Angelo with gusts over 60 miles per hour. Blasting maybe some hail, maybe some localized gusts down into the El Dorado, the Sonora area, heading toward Junction and Brady, Texas. And there's that little isolated supercell thunderstorm off to the west of Kerrville in Edwards, Kerr, and Real counties. All of this is courtesy of very moist air and very warm air. Still 79 at Dallas, flowing northwestward. With the rain at Oklahoma City, you've been cooled into the 50s, but still all of this gold color are 70s temperatures, and the squall lines are blasting into that. So they'll keep going tonight, maybe over to Fort Smith and certainly into the I-35 corridor. And they're being aided by fortunately, it's a slow-moving upper trough, but the leading edge of that has a little bit of splitting of the winds, part of it driving eastward, some of it coming northward, and that is like pulling apart your hands in the top of the bathwater. Water will rise up. In this case, air is rising up to fuel that squall line in Oklahoma and into Texas, giving it an assistance in addition to its own instability from the warm air and moist air at low level. So the storms blasting their way over maybe as far as Fort Smith, through Dallas, all the way down the I-35 corridor tonight. The tornado threat, little line segments, maybe an occasional supercell ahead of that, but mostly it's lower than it had been tornado threat wise. A Torcon value of 3 at most, I think, tonight. About a 30% chance of tornadoes within 50 miles. Winds and heavy rain, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Those threats certainly continued. But earlier today, there was a higher tornado risk. And during that time in Ty, Texas, just outside of Abilene, there were 2 funnels there. As you see them kind of dancing around, coming down from the clouds. Reports that this may have briefly made it all the way to the ground, and thus a tornado, not just a funnel cloud. But hard to tell from this angle and this distance, that's for sure. That said, the threats continue tonight. We're talking about not only the gusty wind threat that Dr. Forbes was just mentioning, but also the intense rain. Notice this kind of lineup of the storms here, and more on the way. That is one of those signatures of flooding. We're talking about training rains here. Flash flood warning continues for Caddo, for Comanche, for Cotton counties, and we've got hours more of heavy rain as each one of these kind of bowing segments and heavy rain producing storms is going over those same areas again and again and again. It includes the I-44 corridor, even a little bit further north, where Canadian and Washita counties, you're also in the mix for some more flooding, right? We're talking about heavy rain. Some estimates within this area alone, in the past 6 hours, we're now approaching 4 to 5 inches of rain, according to the Doppler radar system. Not much hail contamination here, so pretty good bet that some of these numbers are pretty close to being correct. And then you look at the high-resolution radar, and it just continues to fill in more rain as we go through the overnight. It lightens up a bit, but we're still going to be raining right on through until morning. We'll be right back.
Heartburn.
No one burns on my watch. Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Amazing. I have heartburn.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Spring is on, so it's time to get started. But first things first, call True Green, America's #1 professional lawn care company. Millions of homeowners like you trust us to give them a lawn they can live on. Start your True Green lawn plan today for only $29.95.
You don't let anything keep you sidelined. That's why you drink Ensure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals. For the strength and energy to get back to doing what you love. Ensure, always be you.
My hygienist said to think of my teeth like an apple. They have to be great on the inside and outside. To strengthen both, she said to go pro.
Go pro with Crest Pro Health Advanced. It strengthens teeth inside and is better at strengthening the outside than Colgate Total.
Best checkup ever.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Is this my car?
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
From car insurance to car loans, State Farm is here to help life go right.
It's amazing out there means that you could take what some might call a boring weather day, but find a lot of fascinating aspects. You can look up in the sky and there's something to learn about the clouds or about the precipitation that's falling every single day. There's a lot of amazing stuff happening out there.
Weekend Recharge is... We want you to unplug so you get lost in the weather.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand. And long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Jay Bush and Duke here. When I'm in the mood for hot dogs and burgers, I go with the classic taste of Bush's baked beans. But I'm feeling bolder, so I go for the robust flavor of Bush's grillin' beans. They're a perfect match for steaks and chops.
Dude, I like this new wild side.
Bush's Beans. Whatever your mood, we've got a bean for you.
Storms continue to blast into the Oklahoma City area. This is the view that we gave you about half an hour ago, except you're only seeing half of it now, obscured by the windswept rain. So we've got the arena there where the Thunder play at the foreground, a bit of the bridge and those kind of changing lights still visible, but there's heavy rain in the area. You can see that. There's lightning flashes streaking across the screen. Still seeing some of the lights off in the distance, but lots of them obscured. Maybe some of them knocked out because of the very gusty winds that have come into the area. I want to show you what it looked like when the storms rolled into this area. This was earlier in Edmond. Just listen to the storm. I mean, are you kidding me? Someone turned on the faucet here. It is nuts. That is a windswept rain, almost constant lightning. Then you get the rumbles of thunder. The thunder basically obscured a bit because of the heavy rain, and the sound wave's not reaching all the way to you because you got so much in the way. All that water falling. My goodness. And then you see that the gutter downspout there just pouring out water, trying to remove that from the roof line. This was quite the storm, and it continues right now. I want to give you an update on the radar picture of where this kind of nasty weather is currently and where it's going to go from here. This is where we are right now. Oklahoma City getting absolutely shellacked. You've got intense rain right over the city. Some of the worst of the winds just north of town, exiting Edmond, heading towards Stillwater, generally heading towards Chandler, and everywhere in between. If you're on 177, high-profile vehicles, this is your warning. If you're using that device and listening to us in the cab, be careful on that roadway. We're going to see very gusty winds, upwards of 60, 70 miles per hour, not out of the question, going perpendicular to the direction of travel, which means it will be hitting broadside, hitting the vehicle broadside. That is never a situation you want to be in. Winds are going basically along 240 out of Oklahoma City towards Shawnee, and towards the Norman area. The north-south roads, you got to watch out there for those gusty conditions. However, I want to also point out that those storms are slowing down. From Oklahoma City and all points kind of south and west from you, you're seeing the gusty winds right now, but you're going to be seeing the rain for what could be hours more, right? Look at this view. Here's Oklahoma City. Here's that kind of the tail end of that curve. Here's that big curve we've been following, but all these storms are just lining up, right? Here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one here, and they're all just going straight up the line. This is the ingredients for a very substantial, threatening flood event. There are some flash flood warnings that are already up along I-44, including the Lawton area. It's Caddo County, but Jen, I would anticipate seeing more of these as the rainfall rates continue to be impressive. We're already pushing past 4 inches of rain across this area, and we're not done for several more hours.
Certainly be a long night, and it could be a long week in store for portions of the South as more severe weather is expected. For tomorrow, we have still the same ingredients. Looks like the system is just going to be moving farther to the east. So East Texas, eastern Oklahoma, and over towards Louisiana and Arkansas. That's a spot that we're going to be watching out for the threat of severe weather. So again, we have the upper level jet in place, we have the low level jet around, and we have that moisture in place as well. So another day of severe weather east of I-35 for tomorrow. A lot more to look at, so stay right here.
Natural Bliss has turned the creamer world upside down with new almond milk creamers that are deliciously creamy. Made from real almonds and Madagascar vanilla, all natural, just got delicious. New Natural Bliss almond milk creamers. Stir things up.
Why pause a spontaneous moment? Cialis for daily use treats ED and the urinary symptoms of BPH. Tell your doctor about your medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have a sudden decrease or loss of hearing or vision or an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis.
Once there was a little pig that had built his house out of straw. One day, a big bad wolf huffed and he puffed and blew the house down. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency had helped the pig with homeowner's insurance. He had replacement cost coverage, so his house was rebuilt good as new. The big bad wolf now has a job on a wind farm. Call Geico and see how easy it is to switch and save on homeowner's insurance.
Working hard to lower your LDL bad cholesterol? Not making enough progress? You eat well, take the highest dose statin you can, but still aren't getting where you need to be. Now there's Repatha, a different way to reduce LDL and get on the path to dramatically lower numbers. Repatha works differently than your statin to help clear LDL. Repatha plus the highest dose statin drove down LDL an average of 71% more than a statin alone.
Do not take Repatha if you are allergic to it. Repatha may cause allergic reactions. Signs include redness, severe rash or itching, swollen face, or trouble breathing. The most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
Added to a highest dose statin, Repatha lowered LDL below 70 for up to 90% of people. Ask if Repatha can get you on the path to way lower LDL.
No matter how dusty the room or how high the pollen count, Flonase Allergy Relief keeps your eyes and nose clear. Flonase helps block 6 key inflammatory substances that cause nasal congestion and itchy, watery eyes. For relief beyond the nose, Flonase.
The Command Performance Sales event is here. Experience exciting offers on our most thrilling models ever.
Get up to $2,500 customer cash on select 2017 models for these terms.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Please get to the lowest level.
We have a charge. We have a responsibility.
We have live team coverage tracking.
To provide information to people to help them stay safe.
This weather is affecting people and their relatives across the country.
Our team's taking you into the storm with live reports and expertise you won't get anywhere else.
We are scientists, we are meteorologists, and that makes a tremendous difference.
When it comes to a weather situation that warrants attention, we're the place to go. It's that simple.
When shopping for a new home, it's important to know what you can afford, right? Is it this one, or this one, or maybe this one? Guaranteed Rate takes away the guesswork and gives you answers fast. Just visit rate.com, and within 60 seconds, Guaranteed Rate's intuitive loan finder can help you find your perfect loan. Just do this, and then this. There it is. It's that easy. With its amazing customer service and 95% satisfaction rating, Guaranteed Rate knows that you don't want paperwork and long forms to fill out. You want answers. And at rate.com, you can find the answers you're looking for fast. I'm talking within seconds. Go to rate.com to find the low, low rate. Seriously, you'll be surprised how much money you could save. Whether you're buying or refinancing your home, get a low, low rate from Guaranteed Rate today. Call 1-888-673-8300 or visit rate.com.
Welcome back as we continue to cover storms. Storms that are moving right through Oklahoma City as we speak. Very heavy rain and some frequent lightning as well. Now, the gustiest of the winds have already moved through Oklahoma City. They're now in the northern and eastern suburbs. But man, yeah, I wouldn't want to be caught outside in this with the just torrential rain that we're seeing, as well as the frequent lightning. Those lightning strikes coming right across the camera there as we were watching for a couple of times there. So a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, a lot of wind still to deal with, and potentially some flooding from Oklahoma City to points south and west. That's something that we're going to continue to follow. Want to jump down to Midland, Texas, and also bring in severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes to kind of analyze what's happening on this video. You know, there was a bit of a debate here. Dust devil, but it's not sunny. Is this connected to the cloud base? Would this be considered a tornado? What do you see in this?
Well, I call this a tornado. I think it's of the land spot variety. I think there's probably some connection to the cloud up here, but the gustnado would be just a little dusty whirl at low levels, and those are usually pretty transient. So this seems to be very, very organized and very rapidly rotating a whirl of a tornado down at low levels. It just doesn't have very much of a funnel cloud coming down. It's probably a little bit of a dimple here. So it's out over kind of dry air. This was way back in west and Midland on the dry line, and so it probably didn't have quite enough of a circulation to make low enough pressure that a funnel came down very far to the ground. But certainly it had pretty strong winds to kick up and pull up all that much dust, Mark.
And that color that you might not anticipate, that is because of what's being picked up by the storm, right? That's what the soil looks like in that area.
Yeah, it's blowing across the dry soil there, and then the tornadoes have updraft, so it's picking up that soil. And you can see some places here that it's because the soil is a little bit heavier than air, it begins to centrifuge out, and so it can't take the tight turn around the tornado's winds like the tornado does. And so some of that dust gets pushed outward and then begins maybe even falling back down.
Just another fascinating view, another example that you don't need the cloud, the condensation funnel to make it all the way to the ground. You just need the circulation to be at the ground, and then you can get all kinds of debris flown into the air, right, Doc?
Yeah, look for the dust whirl or debris whirl down at the ground. That's what tells you there's tornado winds at the surface.
All right, and now let's find out where these storms are going to be going next. For that, we're going to go to Jennifer.
Yeah, as we head into the weekend, the final one of the month of March, we're going to be watching out for the threat of more storms to continue, and that is typically what we see during this time of the year. And as we look ahead to the next few days, we're going to be watching several storm systems coming in. One, as we go into the Saturday time frame, will come out of the southwest, and that's going to be focusing in on the southern plains over the weekend, and then pushing farther to the southeast as we move into the beginning of next week. But then you can see another one moving down and through the central plains and out into the Ohio Valley as we move into the middle of next week. So for the weekend, we think the threat of severe weather on Saturday is going to be back into West Texas for you into Childress, Wichita Falls, Abilene, even down towards the hill country, and even over towards North Texas. We could be seeing some stronger storms on Saturday. Then on Sunday, maybe towards deep South Texas and along the coast and over even towards Louisiana. We could be watching out for some stronger thunderstorms over the weekend. Again, tonight we're seeing not only storms, but the threat of heavy rainfall as it continues to make its way through Oklahoma. Look at the radar next.
It's an important question you ask, but one I think with a simple answer. We have this need to peek over our neighbor's fence. And once we do, we see wonder waiting. Every step you take narrows the influence of narrow minds, bridges continents, and brings this world one step closer. So, the question you asked me, what is the key?
It's you.
Everything in one place, so you can travel the world better.
With my moderate to severe Crohn's disease, I was always searching for ways to manage my symptoms. I thought I had it covered. Then I realized managing was all I was doing. When I finally told my doctor, he said Humira was for people like me, who've tried other medications but still experience the symptoms of moderate to severe Crohn's disease. In clinical studies, the majority of patients on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
If you're still just managing your symptoms, ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Come on. Can you believe this, cable guy? I took the day off for this. That's it. I give up. I'm taking a shower. Don't go! Oh my goodness, I'm here! Seriously? An entire day wasted for this.
I hear you. Now let's change that.
Yes.
Stop waiting for the cable guy. Switch to Dish and get reliable 75-minute arrival windows. Dish, tuned into you.
A month of madness. At Outback, here's our three-point shot. 1, take our bloomin' onion. 2, cover it with Aussie cheese fries. 3, top it off with our centre-cut sirloin. The three-point bloomin' onion. Over $25 worth for just $12.99. Hurry in, it's for March only.
For my constipation, my doctor recommended I switch laxatives. Stimulant laxatives make your body go by forcefully stimulating the nerves in your colon. Miralax is different. It works with the water in your body to hydrate and soften, unblocking your system naturally. Miralax.
I did 17 years for you, and we thank you for that, but I'll take it from here.
Do you have an interesting family?
She know what she's talking about.
All new Empire, tomorrow at 9 on Fox.
Let me talk to you about retirement. A 401k is the most sound way to go. Let's talk asset allocation. Sure.
You seem knowledgeable, professional.
I'm actually a DJ.
No way.
That really is you.
If they're not a CFP pro, you just don't know. CFP, work with the highest standard.
Hey, bud, you need some help?
No, I'm good. Come on, Mom. I have to go.
We always trusted our Subaru Impreza would be there for him someday.
Hey, that's it.
We just didn't think someday would come so fast.
See you later, Mom.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Impreza, the longest-lasting vehicle in its class. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
I think what's most exciting about the future of meteorology and the Weather Channel is that we're always going to give that little extra nugget about the science behind it that you can't get with a scroll of your finger, that little interesting tidbit to kind of spark an interest in somebody watching. Want even more from the Weather Channel? Join us at weloveweather.tv.
I mean, look at that rain. It is going sideways here. This is when the storms just a few moments ago blasted through Edmond, Oklahoma. This is that long-running kind of bow echo squall line that we've been following, and you can see why there were severe thunderstorm warnings with this one.
And heavy rain is going to be a huge concern with these thunderstorms as they're going over the same spot over and over again. Training is what we call it, and that's what we're going to continue to watch out for. Heavy rainfall, as well as maybe the strong gusty wind with this across central Oklahoma.
Some new severe thunderstorm watches to tell you about as well. This first, the remains of a tornado watch officially goes until 11 local time, but when that expires, much of the same area replaced with this new severe thunderstorm watch, which goes until 5 a.m., including from outside Tulsa to Oklahoma City down through Wichita Falls.
And we also have the threat of strong thunderstorms in Texas. A severe thunderstorm watch including you in Dallas, Fort Worth, right down 35 into Waco, Austin, San Antonio. A severe thunderstorm concern for you as we go during the overnight hours. Line of intense thunderstorms well to the west of I-35 right now, but it's getting closer towards that major interstate
So
very quickly.
So heavy rain and gusty winds will move towards I-35, but one of the, I think, growing concerns tonight is got to be the flash flood threat. I want to bring in severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes. Doc, some of these storms are kind of slowing down and stretching out and going over those same areas again and again and again.
Yeah, they really are on the south end of the bow echo that blasted across the Oklahoma City area, heading toward the Tulsa area. We have two lines of thunderstorms, one that's north-south here in West Texas, and note that it's moving eastbound, so its orientation is perpendicular to its movement. That means it keeps going. Here, the storm, the northern part of this line that has gone through the Oklahoma City area, and my illustrator has gone crazy here, is moving perpendicular to itself up toward the Tulsa area. So there it cleared itself finally. So this one is moving. My illustrator still problem. This one, on the other hand, is going parallel to itself. They're not moving perpendicular. They're all going in the same location. So that's what we call training and a flash flood issue. Here is that bow echo that blasted across the area from the Oklahoma City area. Now it's headed up into Noble and Payne counties, up around the Stillwater, Oklahoma area, with a threat for damaging winds. So that one is moving, as you can see, perpendicular itself. It keeps going. It doesn't rain for a long time. Tracking this could come into the Tulsa area, maybe with some 60-mile-per-hour gusts at around 11:27, as that one is progressive. This one, on the other hand, from the south side of Oklahoma City down into Norman, down into Chickasha, flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings, Cleveland, McLean, and Oklahoma counties, and that keeps going down into the Lawton, Oklahoma area with the one after another storms along a track as if they were on railroad tracks. We call that training. This one is going to have some hail in it. Comanche, Cotton counties, in addition to that heavy rain, and probably have some threat for damaging winds as well. And then still that train of storms all the way down into the Vernon area, Jackson, Tillman, Wilbarger County. So this is going to be a night not to drive. Turn around, don't drown if you do, because there's going to be a lot of flooding ongoing. Then the next line down has passed the Guthrie area. Then no longer any tornado warnings in this, but severe warnings for wind, Haskell, Jones, and Shackelford counties. That storm line is going right through Abilene right now with a threat for 60+ mile-per-hour wind gusts. Some of the places, spots have had 70 mile-per-hour wind gusts in this. There are places here where the gust front has gotten out ahead of the line of thunderstorms with the heavy rain left behind. That line, though, continues and gets back in conjunction with its strong winds down near the border with Mexico, Edwards, Kinney, Valverde County, severe thunderstorm warnings. We do still have a warm front that is pushed up into the areas of South Oklahoma, and then the leading edge of all of those gust fronts still have temperatures in the 70s and southeast winds feeding into that. So those squall lines are going to continue marching east into that air, and assisted by a strong upper air disturbance, the leading edge of which is there's a little bit of wind splitting apart. When they do that, it's like pulling your hands apart in the bathtub. Water rises up, in this case air rises up, and helps these thunderstorms, even as it may cool a little bit in the evening. So they'll march by probably around 2 or 3 a.m. into the I-35 corridor from Dallas to Austin to San Antonio, and maybe in the wee hours of the morning or toward the dawn, even into western parts of Arkansas. I can't rule out a tornado in some of this, but mostly now it's a wind, some hail, and some parts of these areas, especially from Oklahoma City southward, a flood threat that could be life-threatening. Mark?
Thanks, Dr. Forbes. And yeah, that is one of the big threats tonight. We're going to continue to follow that ongoing flood threat. We're going to spend a little bit of extra time on it because we can't stress it enough that through the night, this will kind of transition into one of the biggest threats. Again, we have two different segments, two different big bows that we're watching. Here's that one in West Texas, but the one in Oklahoma has been curling its way through Oklahoma City, but then slowing down back towards that south side. And it's in that area where we have brand new flash flood warnings, including portions of Oklahoma City now, Cleveland, Grady, McLean counties, including Oklahoma City, including Norman, including Chickasha. Flash flood warning until 11 a.m. Very robust rain in that area already, and this is just the beginning, right? We're going to continue to see that filling in. Reports near Chickasha, for example, of 3.5 inches of rain in the past 3 hours. That's more than an inch per hour for 3 hours straight. It was very hard for most water systems to handle that kind of rain for that amount of time. We can continue to follow down I-44 towards Lawton, where Caddo, Comanche, Cotton counties, you were under a flash flood warning until 11:45. And yes, this is the same kind of storm path. These storms are going to go in towards the Oklahoma City area as they continue on that same path. So Lawton, your estimate's even a little bit higher. Now approaching 4 inches of rain. Granted, this is a 6-hour total, but still the sheer amount, the volume of water moving through the system now is substantial. And unfortunately, we're not done, right? Watch this area, right? This is the area that we're watching, that we have the flash flood warnings currently. Notice how the rain continues. Now this is midnight, 1 a.m., still pouring there. 2, 3 a.m., still raining, maybe not as hard, and then it eventually shuts off till by the morning commute time, 5, 6 a.m. That's where we have to start watching this line of storms, especially the south side of this line, because as it gets towards the Texas coast, it too could slow down. And we know the woes that we have around the Houston area. Every time it seems to rain hard, especially in the morning commute time, we wind up with flooding. So that is something that we have to monitor. The timing and estimate here, but those slow-moving storms along the Texas coast, certainly something that we will have to monitor. That potential is there. Here's the Dallas area, Dallas-Fort Worth. Storms blast through 3, 4, 5 a.m. They should move by pretty quickly, but there will be gusty winds as they move by. Your morning commute time looks a little bit better. Jennifer, over to you.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, still expect severe weather. Good possibility across Texas as all the ingredients are going to more or less be in the same location, just a little bit farther to the east. So we'll have that low-level jet streaming in, bringing in some of that moisture as well. And then when we go up in the middle and the upper portion of the atmosphere, we will see winds coming in from different directions. So as we put it all together, a big area of red with the severe threat into eastern Oklahoma, East Texas, over towards Arkansas, and even into Kansas and Missouri. We do have the threat of tornadoes across southeastern Kansas and all the way into Missouri and places down into East Texas. There's a good concern for tornadoes to develop here throughout the day on Wednesday. Then as we move into the end of the week, we're still going to be watching just the severe threat just pushed a little bit to the east. You see it into Nashville, to St. Louis. This is on Thursday, all the way down towards Mobile. And then even into Friday, it's going to be moving a little bit farther towards the Carolinas. Tornadoes, a concern even as we move into Thursday here. We do have Torcon values stretching in about 4 across this area. All right, we'll be back with more on the flooding next.
refreshing as refreshment gets. Kugel's Summer Shandy.
Get into Olive Garden now for our lunch duos. Choose your favorite pasta, piadina, or sandwich. It all comes with our never-ending super salad and all the breadsticks you want, starting at just $6.99. Get never-ending value for lunch today at Olive Garden.
My sweetheart's gone, sayonara. This scarf, all that's left to remember.
What? She washed this like a month ago.
The long-lasting scent of game flames.
Crashing, hit a wall. Right now, I need a miracle. Hurry now, I need a miracle.
The issues we care about can weigh on us.
I need it.
So lift the weight of caring by doing. Visit StateFarmsNeighborhoodofGood.com to volunteer in your community.
I want the most out of my health and life, so I trust Nature Made vitamins. Because they were the first to be verified by USP for quality and purity standards, and because I recommend them as a pharmacist.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds change and shift. May your heart always.
Long live, brother. And long live the truck that holds it together. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Now get 0% financing or an average $11,506 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Ready, set, go!
LBL is part of being a woman, and having little leaks doesn't have to slow you down. The more we open up the conversation, the more women are like, yeah, me too. This is the solution. So note to self in the gym bag, water, towel, and
Umbrellas! You need one of these.
You wouldn't put up with an umbrella that covers you part way. So when it comes to pain relievers, why put up with just part of a day? Aleve, live whole, not part.
Hey, well, I'll give it to you for half off.
I'll never find a safe used car.
Start at thenewcarfax.com.
Show me minivans with no reported accidents.
Boom.
Love it. Show me the Carfax.
Start your used car search at theallnewcarfax.com.
It sounded like somebody was beating the hell out of the roof.
Tornado on the ground.
Dangerous days of severe weather. Remember, this threat started off at the end of last week, and it continues fairly strong tonight, that's for sure. Big-time storms are moving through several different areas. Lots of population involved. The I-35 corridor, the I-44 corridor will both be at play as we go through the rest of the night. Here's a wide view for you, and you can see big-time storms in central Oklahoma and a nasty line of storms cutting through west central Texas. These are all moving to the east at varying speeds, and that's a big part of the story tonight as well. Here's the Oklahoma City area. You're almost all the way out of the worst of the rain, except for this. The south side of the area, our Boeing segment has stalled out, and we are going to continue to see round after round after round of heavy rain. Your rain won't be done in Oklahoma City and points north, but it's heavy rain continuing from Norman to Chickasha and straight on down I-44 towards Lawton. There are severe thunderstorm warnings within this as well, as we could still have some gusty winds. But I would say the bigger threat may be the rain itself, as we've got hours of steady to heavy rain that will continue to what we call train over these areas. Like train cars on a track, they're just going over the same spots time and time again. And look at these reds and purples that are showing up in that kind of broken line. The 6-hour estimates there, 5 to 6 inches of rain. So you're now seeing basically 1 inch per hour rainfall rates for 6 hours straight, and we're not done yet. here's that loop of how that accumulation has increased, and it's really ramped up at the end of that 6 hours, right? That's when we had heavier storms, heavier rain-producing storms move into that area. So that's that one bow outside Oklahoma City and down towards the river. Now we go towards the Abilene area. There was this, the other bow, the southern bow in Texas. A lot of the wind energy looks like it's fizzled out a bit right over Abilene. That is good news. There are still severe thunderstorm warnings in place, though, so still some gusty conditions moving basically right along I-20, moving through Abilene right now. Jones, Shackelford counties, you're included in that. Obviously, Abilene included in that, right in the center of that severe thunderstorm warning. You head down all the way towards the Mexican border, Del Rio. You're about to get slammed with some intense rain, gusty winds as well. Edwards, Kinney, Valverde counties, you are all included in this severe thunderstorm warning. That goes until 11 o'clock. So fairly strong storms here. Wind will be the biggest factor. And then you have the rain on top of that, of course, where we could have some of that localized flooding. So here, let's time this all out for you. A couple of areas to watch. One is the slow-moving storms in southern and central Oklahoma. The other is this line of storms that will barrel towards I-35. So we can watch the I-35 corridor. It looks like 1, 2, 3 a.m. All of I-35 gets hit at once. That includes Dallas, Austin, Temple, Waco, San Antonio. Will the storms stall out near the Texas coast, somewhere along the coastline, 6, 7, 8 a.m.? There's a potential for that. So we got to watch that for your morning commute. And notice the upper level feature responsible for this whole mess still lagging back towards the Texas Panhandle. So we're not quite done. In fact, we're going to be following this storm system, Jennifer, all the way into the weekend. Let's give an update on that.
Yeah, we're going to be tracking severe weather for a few more days as we look across the south tomorrow. Areas shaded in red, mainly east of I-35 in East Texas, all the way up into Little Rock. We have the threat of severe weather. And then as we move into Wednesday night, it goes closer towards the Mississippi River. So places like Vicksburg, over towards Jackson, much of Louisiana, concern for you with strong thunderstorms. On Thursday, it continues this trek into western Tennessee, over Mississippi, and then by Thursday night coming into Birmingham and up into middle Tennessee, and scattered showers and thunderstorms out ahead of it. Moving ahead into the weekend, we look far to the west over into the Four Corners area for what looks like a new system that is going to be plaguing portions of the southern and central plains with more severe storms. And that is the system we're going to be watching into the beginning of next week, even into the middle of next week. It looks like another one is going to come down and through the middle of the country. Saturday forecast back into Texas. We have the threat of more storms. Strong storms are possible into West Texas all the way down towards the hill country. And then for Sunday, we continue to watch across the Lone Star State, maybe out towards Austin and into Houston and down towards Corpus for some strong to severe thunderstorms and possibly even some tornadoes. So it does look like we'll continue to watch this active weather, especially for tonight, with some areas a concern for flooding. And we'll update the radars and have a look at Oklahoma right after this.
Sometimes, the only difference between a moment that fades from memory and a moment that stays with you forever is where it happens. That's why we're proud to help families like yours live a lifetime of memories on beautiful, healthy lawns. Live like it's spring. Make life better with a beautiful, healthy, True Green lawn.
There's an opportunity in every window. A view connecting in here to an entire world of out there. So start your day opening the window to your weather with AMHQ. Watch Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, and Jen Carfagno looking out at the stories and the science behind your forecast. Open up your mornings with AMHQ on the Weather Channel.
When you've been making delicious natural cheese for over 100 years like Kraft has, you learn a lot about people's tastes.
Honey, what do you want for dinner tonight?
Oh, whatever you're making.
Cheesy chipotle pork quesadillas? Ravioli lasagna bake?
Yeah, I don't know.
Grilled white chicken?
Perhaps something rich, sharp, and creamy.
Triple cheddar stuffed sliders.
Sold.
We aim to cheese. Kraft Natural Cheese. We make cheese for how you love cheese.
The average family's hectic home. It's raised one daredevil, 2 dynamic DIY duos, and an entrepreneur named Sharon. It's witnessed 31 crashes, 4 food fights, and the flood of '09. It's your paradise perfected with Behr Premium Plus low odor paint. The best you can buy starting under $25. Unbelievable quality, unbeatable prices. Only at the Home Depot.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this $1,200 computer for $100.71.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. At DealDash.com, you can save up to 99%, but hurry, everything must go.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
When it's the first date, when it's the last day of the year, when it's just the middle of the week, start every day owning it. Because now you can afford to own a complete collection of designer lingerie at adoreme.com. Shipping is free and exchanges are a breeze.
And now, for a limited time, your first bra and panty set is just $19.95. That's 60% off.
How can you afford to miss out on feeling this good every day? Go to adoreme.com right now.
What makes me a weather geek? The fact that I love the weather, especially when it's hit me in the side of the face.
I'm gonna ride this one out, guys.
Be one of the thousands of weather geeks out there at weloveweather.tv.
Well, how about this road? Talk about tough driving. You can barely see where the road ends and the side begins. I believe this is one of the thunder trucks out of Wichita Falls, and there's a lot of thunder. Right? Look at that sky. It's almost constant lightning flashes. There's so much movement on the screen that the way that video is sent in, the digital images there are all getting pixelated because everything's moving. It can't just send the background for you because it's changing constantly. So that's why it looks so grainy. It's not just the fact that we've got constant rain, it's that we have so much of it splashing there in the windshield. The windshield wipers can barely keep up with it. Lightning flashes. What a drive. My goodness, that is a real dangerous setup when you got weather like that, and obviously people on the road. So several lights on the way.
All right, and then let's look at the backup because of heavy rain in Oklahoma City. Traffic is backed up along Interstate 235 right near the zoo, and it's all because of flooding that has blocked part of the highway. So again, we've had some places several inches of rain in just a short amount of time, and a flash flood warning has been issued for part of Oklahoma, or for all of Oklahoma County and all of the Metro County as well, the metro area. So flooding is now a huge concern across central Oklahoma as the thunderstorms just continue to come across the area. Let's get the latest look at the radar now and what's going on with the severe weather from our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Jennifer. We certainly have still a wind threat, a hail threat, but an increasing flood threat as some of the storms are stalling out, even in places where the storms are moving, like this squall line here in West Texas is moving, but behind that we're developing a layer of steady rain behind that. So even here this could move, and that's what's happening. These storms that have gone through Oklahoma City, a steady rain shield behind that, warm air being lifted up over top of this warm front, and then the tail end of that bow echo, a big train carload. I'll talk more about that. Car after cars of rain that are running along the path with torrential rain. So let's start in the north. This is the squall line that gave the 95-mile-per-hour wind gusts in the El Reno area west of Oklahoma City. Probably not going to give much higher than 60-mile-per-hour gusts now, but it's picked up a little bit of intensity. Could be some 1-inch hail coming across Osage and Pawnee counties. That part of the line looks like the worst of it will go north of the Tulsa area, coming up toward Pawhuska, for example, at about 11:42. It's going about 50 miles per hour now. Now, the south end of that has stalled out. Southeast of the Oklahoma City area, down into the Norman area, flash flood warning, Cleveland, Grady, and McLean counties. That goes down into the Chickasha area. And then there's another batch of very heavy rain, a severe thunderstorm warning down around Lawton, Comanche, and Cotton County that will come up into some of that very heavy rain area. So there are places here near Lawton and south of that and north of that that have already, by radar estimates, 4 to 6 inches of rain and more on the way. And some of that will spread up into the south suburbs of Oklahoma City as well. You can see here there's more on the way. Vernon, Texas will come over toward the Lawton area. Will Barker County with a severe thunderstorm warning, hail in that, and then another round down south of Crowell will come up to the Vernon area. So that all told will add to some of the 5 inches of rain that have fallen there in that North Texas area. And so could be life-threatening flooding. I don't recommend anyone to be driving tonight, and if you do, turn around, don't drown if you come to those flooded areas. Now, some good news, the squall line may be weakening a little bit, the gust front getting pretty far out ahead of the heavy rain here east of Abilene, but still could be some strong gusts, Haskell, Jones, and Shackelford counties. It has weakened as it's coming toward the Brady area. Down around Del Rio, though, Edwards, Kinney, and Val Verde counties still severe thunderstorm warning, and that part will be coming toward the San Antonio area later tonight. We still have ahead of these squall lines winds that are from the south and east and temperatures that are in the 70s, and so that is favorable for the squall lines to keep going, although some parts of it may weaken. Partly because the upper low is not moving very much. The cold pocket is staying over New Mexico, and we're marching progressively farther east in terms of the squall line at the surface. That said, severe weather is still a possibility, maybe as far as western Arkansas and certainly into the I-35 corridor. That would probably be 2 in the morning or so. We're in the time frame here that is probably, though, the tornado threat has weakened into what I think probably is at best now a tornado condition index value of 3. But wind, hail, and especially an increasing flood threat overnight tonight. Stay safe, everyone, and turn around. Don't drown. Mark, Jennifer?
Thanks, Dr. Forbes. And yeah, with that, we want to give you a quick look at some of the flash flood warnings that are out there right now, especially in and around Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's from Oklahoma City down towards Norman and over towards Chickasha. That is where we've been watching out for the threat of flooding, and we just saw that back up on the interstate there because of flooding on the road.
It's going to be hard for that water to recede because there's more heavy rain on the way, including just west of Oklahoma City. Flash flood warning there until 11:45. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this short break.
No.
It is with great sadness that we are reporting that storm trackers Kelly Williamson and Randy Yarnall died this afternoon in a car accident near Spur, Texas.
Yeah, Corbin Yeager, another storm tracker, and the driver of the other vehicle involved in the collision was also killed. Kelly and Randy were beloved members of the weather community as well as true weather fans, and we certainly will miss them.
Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with the families and the friends of all 3 victims, as well as the weather community at large, as all of us are mourning this loss tonight.
This time, on Highway Through Hell, head-on disaster.
Wow, what a nightmare.
Strikes in Alberta.
This is absolutely insane.
Pushing heavy rescue.
Guys, watch yourselves. Back up.
Into battle.
Looks like a war zone.
And testing the limits.
Hold it.
Of every man on the crew.
Stop. Guys.
Get out of there, Johnny. Get out of there.
On the Highway Through Hell. The last line of defense is a heavy rescue team ready to tackle any disaster. Because closure is not an option. On BC's Coquihalla Highway, maintenance crews are battling against a sudden and unexpected storm.
I'm doing the fast lane here and it's built right up.
As trucks start to lose traction on Snowshed Hill.
Got a guy jackknife here southbound, just before the first runaway lane.
Okay.
Big Al from Choir and Towing enters the fray.
We got a couple guys across the road there.
Yeah, come down to this one that's jackknifed in the fast lane.
These two jackknives could back up traffic for miles in a span of just minutes.
The trailer brakes are on there?
Yeah.
No, he's gonna be driving here in a minute. All right, I gotta pull out of the way, so you just coast yourself up against the guardrail here, then you'll be not jackknifing. Put her in second gear.
Al jumps on board to help the second trucker steer out of the jackknife and down the steepest part of the mountain.
Easy. Low, slow. This speed all the way down, lower gear maybe. You're okay, let off the brake.
There's no money in it for Al, but he needs to keep the traffic moving.
Slow.
Hey, both jackknives southbound are now straightened.
Yeah, could you back down the hill here? I got one just below Zoppius here. He's chained, but he can't make it.
With more bad weather blowing in, Al won't be slowing down anytime tonight.
1 minute we're going one way, the next minute we're going different directions. Sometimes that's what you gotta do up here to exist.
750 miles northeast.
Has it gotten worse since I was out there?
The next morning brings a blast of winter
Turn it into a skating rink.
to the highways north of Lac La Biche, Alberta.
It's getting pretty dangerous.
Veteran driver Venance Richard is heading north towards Conklin on Highway 881.
Some place can be icy under there, and we don't see it because there's snow on the road.
Heavy Rescue Alberta is preparing for the worst.
You know, when we have weather conditions like today, problems are going to rise on the highway.
With Jamie Davis coordinating from his dispatch center in Edmonton, he's relying on his Alberta crew to handle those problems.
You kind of have a feeling, you know, a bit of your hair standing up on the back of your neck. You kind of know those days. This is one of them.
Just after 1 p.m., Colin McLean gets an urgent call.
So, how bad is everything up there?
From the RCMP.
The logging truck has no cab anymore.
Okay.
There's no tires. Everything is on rim because it burst on fire.
Okay.
85 miles farther up the highway.
What happened there? Fuel tanker crashed
Austin
into
said
another truck.
Jaden.
Traffic on Highway 881 is completely stopped. A fuel tanker and logging truck have collided head-on. Trucker Venance Richard arrives just minutes after the crash and captures the aftermath with his phone.
I saw some smoke in front of me. Holy jeez. I saw that big flame.
Highway 881, 2 semi-trucks.
Emergency crews race to evacuate the injured. But one of the only 2 routes north to the oil fields is completely blocked.
So how far away are you from the scene?
I'm just coming through about kilometer 110, I believe, right now.
But yeah, we could be working on this one for a while.
This wreck will be a test for Colin as lead driver for Jamie's Alberta operation.
1 year ago, Colin was brand new at this. 2 weeks ago, I put him in the rotator.
And today, he's taking on the biggest wreck of his career.
I'm definitely having to step into being the senior guy. It's nerve-wracking.
It's normally a 2-hour trip to the site of the wreck. But in the whiteout conditions, Colin's drive is already stretching late into the afternoon.
Pretty much looks like a northern Alberta goat trail.
Never a dull moment on this highway.
Back in BC, the storm front that hit last night has been battering the Coquihalla all day.
I guess what happened was the caught on fire in the cab and failed.
We're heading down the hill, something going on. Somebody's done something they shouldn't have.
So, for the second night in a row, Al Quiring is patrolling the mountain.
A truck jackknifed. Somehow that had hit the center median cement no posts, knocked them out of place.
How do you think a guy does this?
Smoke inside. All I can't see. Then I stop the truck and take out key and park grateful and I jumped outside.
The truck started rolling backwards, out of control, finally smashing into the concrete median.
Concrete blocks laying in 2 lanes of traffic in a 120-kilometer-an-hour zone. It's a recipe for disaster.
All of a sudden, a dash fire.
I could smell antifreeze in the air.
It's not a dash fire, you overheated.
If a vehicle's on fire, one of the first things that happens is the electrics short out and everything's gone. And in this case, the lights were still on.
No, it was just a rat hose blew. Overheated and blew the steam.
Sometimes when there's smoke, there is fire, but sometimes when there's steam, it looks like there's fire.
No fire. You should get retested with your license. You're a menace to the highway for jumping out of a truck without putting brakes on.
With spun-out trucks all the way up the hill, Al has no time to spare.
They might send up another tractor, or they might send a tow truck to come and get you. But, because I'm not going to be able to tow you out here tonight.
Wow. This is absolutely insane.
Back in Alberta, after 4 hours in whiteout conditions, Colin arrives at the scene of the crash.
A lot of money that's been sitting for a long time.
In Jamie's most powerful wrecker, the rotator. Highway 881 has been at a standstill since late this morning.
Got logs all over the place. So hot that the fire melted the aluminum tanks. What a nightmare.
Everything just exploded, almost like a bomb went off.
It all falls to Jamie's new senior operator to get the job done.
When you get to that kind of a job, it makes you shake in your boots a bit. So I need him to step up his game. I need him to be the guy he can be.
Wow. What an absolute disaster zone.
I thought I married an Italian.
Did the Ancestry DNA to find out I'm only 16% Italian.
So I went on to Ancestry. Soon learned that one of our ancestors was Eastern European.
This is my ancestor I didn't know about.
Heartburn.
No one burns on my watch. Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Amazing. I have heartburn.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Let me talk to you about retirement.
The 401k is the most sound way to go. Let's talk asset allocation.
Sure.
You seem knowledgeable, professional.
I'm actually a DJ.
No way.
That really is you.
If they're not a CFP pro, you just don't know. CFP, work with the highest standard.
This piece is so you.
I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
This piece is so you. I saw it and I was like, have to have it.
From renter's insurance to rewards credit cards, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Dish was founded on innovation to cover the millions of Americans the cable companies wouldn't. Why? Because when we've gotten it right, it was when we were listening. Not to ourselves, but to our customers. And I'm here to spread the word. But I'm not a spokesman. Instead, I'm a spokes-listener. And I'm here to listen in an industry that doesn't. Why? Because at Dish, we're tuned in to you.
I did 17 years for you, and we thank you for that. But I'll take it from here.
Do you have an interesting family?
She know what she's talking about.
All new Empire tomorrow at 9 on Fox.
No matter how dusty the room or how high the pollen count, Flonase Allergy Relief keeps your eyes and nose clear. Flonase helps block 6 key inflammatory substances that cause nasal congestion and itchy, watery eyes. For relief beyond the nose, Flonase.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Now get 0% financing or an average $11,506 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Start your day with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, and Jen Carfagno, opening the window to your weather on AMHQ. Mornings on the Weather Channel.
In northern Alberta,
got logs all over the place.
New lead driver Colin McLean is facing one of the toughest recoveries he's ever seen.
So hot that the fire melted the aluminum tanks.
After a loaded fuel tanker collided with a logging truck.
What a nightmare.
6 hours ago, the trucks collided on Highway 881.
Holy jeez.
Semi-driver Venance Richard was one of the first witnesses at the scene.
And I saw one guy there was crawling over the logs. He was in pretty bad shape. The guy was soaked wet of fuel. Broken feet.
The 2 injured drivers were airlifted out. Incredibly, both survived the crash.
Wow, look at that frame. This is 1/2-inch steel. It's even been reinforced with an inside beam as well. And it's just completely bent back. Probably explains why the motor's sitting over there. Completely detached from the truck.
One truck lost control, veering across the highway into the path of the second truck. The impact sent the tanker hurtling off the road and left the burning logging truck and its cargo blocking the highway.
I'm on this highway all the time, and I could have been one of these guys. I could have been the logging truck coming back with the tow.
The truckers escaped with their lives, but a third driver didn't make it. A pickup following the tanker collided with the logging truck's cargo. The driver of the pickup died at the scene.
It's the first thing that hits you. Somebody's passed away in the wreck, and you're taken by that. And I don't care who you are, you get onto a job site, whether you're police or fire, that impacts you.
This is one of the worst wrecks I've worked on in my 15 years of towing.
$850 miles southwest in British Columbia.
Gotta get her done.
The storm has finally blown through, but it's left damage in its wake.
We got a call from the RCMP to come attend a semi-truck that's wiped out coming into Hope.
John's heading to the Highway 3 and Coquihalla Junction.
So the roads are a little slick, a little slippery. It's right there. We'll have to go up and around.
Jamie's new recruit as lead driver in BC still has a lot to prove.
I don't know if he's good, bad, or a superstar. I don't know.
I'm here to do a job. My job is to keep the road open, keep trucks out of the ditch, and make the company money. Back the Tundra up.
The trucker lost control and smashed his tractor into the ditch.
I'm walking up to the wreck, and I'm looking at it going, okay, well, it doesn't look too bad right now. It looks pretty good. As I get closer, I'm like, ooh, damn, cab's ripped off.
Since he joined Heavy Rescue, John's required backup from Jamie's brother, Jason, on his major recoveries. But not tonight.
I don't have another truck coming to help me. I don't have guys with more experience there doing it for me. I gotta prove myself right here, right now.
With me being all over the map these days, I need these guys in Hope to step up and get their game on and make things happen out in the field.
All John's got to work with is an old 25-ton wrecker, HR-64. And his only help?
Here, you hold the button, I'll pull.
Is rookie swamper, Philip.
Now, just not too fast, man. Never too fast, straight. A little bit. I gotta make sure I secure that cab before we climb into it. So that's my first objective, is to get that cab back up and secured.
Whoa! I'll try to put that back on. Okay, go ahead.
If I pull this too much now, that cab could come right off. I think we're good, but all we can do.
John straightened out the cab. Now he must secure it.
I'm just looking for a way to possibly secure this onto the chassis right now, and then I can pull it up onto the road. I think if we throw a strap through and around,
Yeah.
and ratchet it together.
Where do you want me to throw the strap over? Like right over the roof?
No, through the doors.
Oh. And then to the other side?
We're both new to this team, but he's new to the heavy stuff. He's never towed heavy vehicles. Yeah, right through the windows?
Yeah. And then
Both
through.
windows look open?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I got the lock up.
unrolled it. Do it this way, right? Oh, we'll take it out of the ratchet for now.
What's that stress gonna do?
Tie that off. And we start pulling the truck out of the ditch. Then I'm pulling, and something's not feeling quite right, so I stop. Hang on. Sign.
The wheels are caught on a highway sign, mowed down in the crash.
wouldn't put up with an umbrella that covers you part way. So when it comes to pain relievers, why put up with just part of a day? Aleve, live whole, not part.
Anyone will give it to you for half off.
Just like the people who own them, every business is different. But every one of those businesses will need legal help as they age and grow. Whether it be with customer contracts, agreements to lease a space, or protecting your work, LegalZoom's network of attorneys can help you every step of the way. So you can focus on what you do, and we'll handle the legal stuff that comes up along the way. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
I was thinking super glue brush.
I like the nozzle.
Brush.
Nozzle.
So
nozzle?
brush. Gorilla Super Glue, brush and nozzle.
Of course.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application, all in one for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
The Command Performance Sales Event is here. Experience exceptional offers on our most refined models ever.
Get up to $2,500 customer cash on select 2017 models for these terms.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Since when did experience become something to hide? I say we own it. Lose all that negativity. Just let it go. It's just bad energy. Oh, and lose those terrible black balloons they give you on your 50th. What's up with that?
Hey, we hear you. That's why our members love AARP the magazine. It celebrates you with fun and provocative content, from lifestyle and entertainment to in-depth reporting. And it's just one of the great benefits of membership. If you don't think this is right for me when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
If you love the window seat, start your day opening the window to your weather with AMHQ. Mornings on the Weather Channel.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of products. Everyone loves Flex Seal, the easy way to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. Just a quick shot fills cracks and holes, stopping the toughest leaks. It's actually liquid rubber in a can. And our incredible Flex Seal liquid starts out super thick and turns into a strong, flexible rubber. Brush or roll on large areas for a watertight seal. Pour into cracks to stop hard-to-reach leaks. Even dip tools for a tough, no-slip grip. And with Flex Shot, you can caulk, bond, and seal virtually anything. There's no need for a caulking gun. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs, making it ideal for kitchens and baths. With the Flex Seal family of products, you could save thousands in repairs. Imagine everything you could do with Flex Seal Liquid, and Flex Shot. Order now.
Still looks like a war zone.
In Alberta, more than 6 hours after an explosive accident between a logging truck and a fuel tanker, the police investigation is finally over, and the recovery is cleared to begin.
We got multiple people from different companies getting everything all done, said, put together. It's gonna be a while before we get this all cleaned up.
An accident like this, there's kind of a pecking order of how things happen. You have to have patience. They can go on and on and on and on.
Okay, we have.
Last week, Colin made a critical error on a big job.
I wish you would have shown me a picture of that.
Assigning a junior driver to assess the wreck.
We just wasted a whole day. Wasted resources, wasted people's time.
Today, he can't afford any mistakes. Just after 8 p.m., his first reinforcement arrives.
Let them get all their stuff out of the way, and then we can come in and do our job.
Operator Johnny Tipton. And 10 minutes later, Swamper Gord rolls up in the flat deck. Their first job is the white pickup.
She was just driving along, following, on her way to work or on her way home, and yeah, it's unfortunate. I've dealt with many fatal accidents in my career, and they get to you. But you just put them aside and carry on, right? Okay, well, what do you want to do, Gord?
Pick her up right here with the deck, get the wood out.
Okay.
But even the smallest vehicle in the wreck won't be easy to recover.
There was logs everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You look at that picture and you're like, where do I start? Can you pull that out? We'll wrap a chain around it and winch that log out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get in over here.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going. You look at the truck and just the carnage, you can see how quickly things can change for people. Everybody watch yourselves. It's just a blink of an eye and they're gone. Get more. Okay, good.
The pickup is off the road, but Colin's heavy work is just beginning. The logging truck and fuel tanker are completely destroyed. They can't be towed.
We'd be using the rotator as a crane pretty much most of the night, picking stuff up and putting it on deck trucks.
So Collins called a second flat deck to the scene.
I'll come in here, pick it up. You just go right in underneath it. I'll drop it down. You're good to go.
But he'll need Jamie's low bed trailer to cart out the bulk of the wreckage. And he's missing the final member of his team.
Kelly Davis, do you read me?
Jamie's middle brother Kelly left Edmonton hours ago, fighting brutal conditions on the roads.
Kelly Davis, do you copy?
We have a job to do, and we got to get it done.
I leave a direct therapy.
TANS device.
A relief from lower back pain.
I put it on my back.
I feel this electrical pulse grabbing at my muscles.
It was more powerful than I was expecting it to be.
It worked. I believe Aleve.
Learn more and read reviews at Aleve.com.
More doing chores for mom parole? More doing chores for dad parole. More earning something you love parole. Bounty is more absorbent, so the roll can last 50% longer than the leading ordinary brand. So you get more life parole. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Constipated? Trust #1 doctor recommended Dulcolax. Use Dulcolax tablets for gentle, dependable relief, suppositories for relief in minutes, and Dulcoes for comfortable relief of hard stools. Dulcolax, designed for dependable relief.
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest fares as low as $59 one way. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one.
I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change.
Luckily, there are some things we can still afford. Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call 1-800-918-5493. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Cod Extravaganza is here at Long John Silver's.
Try our new Coastal Beer Battered Cod. It's all-natural Alaskan cod dipped into a golden beer batter for a twist on a classic flavor. The choice is yours.
Because at Long John Silver's, you deserve more.
I want the most out of my health and life, so I trust Nature Made vitamins. Because they were the first to be verified by USP for quality and purity standards, and because I recommend them as a pharmacist.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
I'll never find a safe used car.
Start at thenewcarfax.com.
Show me minivans with no reported accidents.
Boom.
Love it. Show me the Carfax.
Start your used car search at theallnewcarfax.com.
Liberty Mutual stood with us when a fire destroyed the living room. We were able to replace everything in it.
Liberty did what?
Liberty Mutual paid to replace all our property that was damaged.
And we didn't have to touch our savings.
Yeah, our insurance won't do that.
There goes my boat.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The storm has finally blown through, but it's left damage in its wake.
Hang on. It's a sign.
Frustrating.
It's a highway sign that he ran over and squished.
New lead driver John is still trying to clear a demolished tractor at the entry point to the Coquihalla.
Every wreck is unpredictable. You can think, okay, if I pull here, it's going to come this way. There could be a tree stump there. There could be anything there. You know, there could be a road sign stuck in the tires. I'm sitting there looking at it going, okay, now what? I don't have a chop saw. Can't chop that out of there. If I damage the rear end, how am I going to get us back to the yard?
I'm just going to keep yanking it out.
His only option is brute force.
Gotta give eventually. It's going. There it went.
You broke the sign free. Didn't damage anything else.
Hang on, John.
You made a good choice. Then we just kept pulling her out.
With the RCMP eager to reopen the lane, John can't afford any more delays.
Just like that.
Okay.
You want the forks pointing inward or outward?
They point in. Like that.
But his only help is Philip, a novice swamper.
Now how do I go around the axle?
Go around the axle and then come around with that piece. And then we come over here. Okay, done. All right, comes the fun part.
Just before hauling away the wreck, John checks the air brakes.
Damn, gotta do airlines.
The airlines are severed, locking the brakes. In order to release them, John needs to hook up the compressed air from his truck.
Looking for my air pieces for the air tank. Not sure exactly which bag I put them in.
One tiny connector has brought the recovery to its knees.
Where did I put it?
I've been here for 8 hours now and still haven't moved.
Just south of Conklin in northern Alberta.
Just wondering if they can just open up one lane or not yet, so we can get going through. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Traffic on Highway 881 has been at a standstill since noon.
Yeah, guys, we're working on it. We're cleaning it up as fast as we can.
Those guys have been waiting for a long time. Get them out of here. They don't need to be waiting any longer.
The fiery head-on collision has left a huge recovery for Colin McLean.
At this accident, nothing is told. Colin really has to just use low beds to get everything out of here.
You on the air there, Kelly?
Jamie's brother Kelly is on the way. fighting brutal conditions on the road. Colin needs his trailer to recover the destroyed tanker.
It's been a long day. Oh, Rick, grab me that end right there.
So he turns his team to the burnt-out remains of the logging truck.
Oh, I'm gonna wrap the frame.
Colin will have to lift the chassis up and onto the flat deck.
It's a pretty tangled piece of mess.
But there's almost nothing left holding it together.
We'll see how that goes. Okay, good, we're good. Okay, we're gonna do the blue line. White line. How are we looking, Johnny? There might be some pieces that fall off. Any kind of bolt or cross member that was holding anything in was probably weak. I mean, it was definitely fatigued. Hey! Guys, watch yourselves. Back up. Can you settle that down a bit? Pull tight on that. Everybody watch their heads.
Lead driver Colin needs to maneuver it onto the flat deck before any more debris comes loose.
Watch yourself. Keep coming, bit more, bit more. Whoa! Right there, right? Coming down. I'm holding it. You guys get her chain down.
Traffic on the major route has been stuck for almost 12 hours.
Okay.
But the only way to clear the remaining debris is one piece at a time.
Good. Hang on, hang on. Coming down, Johnny. How are we looking, Johnny? You got that? She ain't going anywhere there.
As the flat deck carts away what's left of the logging truck, heavy rescue faces the toughest part of the recovery, the fuel tanker deep in the ditch.
25 to 150, are you there?
They'll need the final member of the crew, Jamie's brother Kelly and his low bed.
I need you up here in front of us. Holy, Kelly, grab some gears, would you, buds?
Time for coveralls and you get to work.
In my whole entire life, I've never seen a tanker busted up or split up like that.
Probably 60 feet off the road, into the bush, laying on its side. We just got to rig up to the unit, and we'll be getting her tired. Ugh. What do we got here, Kel?
Handling a wreck and going, from start to finish can be a marathon, and it can be hard on people.
I don't know. What do you want? Yeah.
You can become kind of delirious in some points in time in the wreck because it goes on and on and on.
The plan is to position the rotator on the front of the wreck and the second wrecker at the back. They'll pull the tanker onto level ground and re-rig for their next move. But as Jamie's crew heads down to rig up, they find a new danger.
Right now we are sitting on top of 6,500 liters of spilled gasoline soaked into the ground. You can smell it in the air.
There's a strong odor of fumes here that can make you pass out.
Want to take all your favorite shows to all your favorite places? Do you ever watch shows on the go? Yes. With Xfinity X1, you can download your favorites from anywhere. On demand, your DVR.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You can even stream top networks and live sports on the go. I'm sold. I like this. This is awesome.
So how do you feel about DirecTV?
Now I feel like I'm left out now.
Well, come, be included. I'm definitely going to switch.
85% of people prefer Xfinity X1 to their current TV experience. Get a great offer on an X1 triple play from Comcast. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today.
What if this didn't have to happen? I didn't see it. What if we could go back? What if our car could stop itself?
In IIHS front-end crash prevention testing, nobody beats the Subaru Impreza. Not Toyota, not Honda, not Ford. The all-new Subaru Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
For my constipation, my doctor recommended I switch laxatives. Stimulant laxatives make your body go by forcefully stimulating the nerves in your colon. Miralax is different. It works with the water in your body to hydrate and soften, unblocking your system naturally. Miralax.
Traffic is backed up. There's an accident on the freeway that hasn't been cleared yet. Roads are not too bad.
When heartburn hits, fight back fast with Tums Smoothies. It starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue and neutralizes stomach acid at the source. Smoothies, only from Tums.
Introducing Cologuard.
I'm here for an important reason. Colon cancer screening. If you're age 50 or older and at average risk, Cologuard finds cancer and precancer. And it's a non-invasive test you can use at home. In fact, I'm as easy as get, go, gone. How do you get me? Your doctor orders me, and I'm delivered directly to your doorstep. There's no need for time off or special prep because I use the DNA in your stool to find colon cancer. Then you just go. I mean, collect your sample. Then I'm gone. Just ship me to the lab. Gotta go.
Cologuard is intended for individuals at average risk for colon cancer. Cologuard is not for high-risk individuals, including those with a history of colon cancer or polyps, IBD, certain hereditary cancer syndromes, or a family history of colon cancer. Cologuard, colon cancer screening that's as easy as get, go, gone. Ask your doctor if Cologuard is right for you.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you. I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it. Is it suede? Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it.
Is it suede?
It's suede.
I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
Taste the many sides of Brookside.
Oh, I'm feeling good.
Smooth dark chocolate outside. Exotic fruit flavor inside.
Boogaloo, baby.
Brookside, for all your sides.
My hygienist told me to try a mouthwash, so I tried Crest. It does so much more than give me fresh breath.
Crest Pro Health Mouthwash provides all of these benefits to help you get better dental checkups. Go Pro with Crest Mouthwash.
Checkup? Nailed it.
No matter when or where severe weather hits, storm recovery is something we all can lend a hand in. And one of the best ways you can help is to donate blood. That's why the Weather Channel is partnering with the Red Cross.
Here we go.
Whether preparing for a storm or assisting in the aftermath, a donation of blood helps save lives, period. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to learn more. Help with tomorrow's recovery by donating your blood today.
Back on BC's Highway 3. New lead driver John must unlock the air brakes on the wrecked tractor before he can tow it home.
So all I would need to do is hook up into here and then plug into it and then open that up.
Air brakes use compressed air to release and unlock the wheels. But the tractor severed its air lines in the crash. John needs to hook up to the supply on his wrecker.
But the problem is hooking up to that piece. Looking for my air pieces for the air tank.
He's missing a small but vital coupling.
Where'd I put it?
If John can't release the brakes, he can't tow the tractor himself.
For some reason, I can't find all my earpieces.
If I had to call somebody else in, then it's not my wreck anymore. It's ours.
John's only option, jerry-rig a connection out of his spare parts.
Got some adapters here. I'm just making one up.
The morning freight run on the Coke is now only an hour away.
90% of the stuff that you buy, eat, sell, whatever, is transported by a semi-truck. And having these trucks not being able to get to where they need to get to, it hurts the economy in a big way.
You want to open the valve?
Red line only. Turn it off.
John's connection is leaking.
Come on, you. What size do I need? 20 mil. Not that one.
Of course, police are sitting there waiting. They want to get this road open, and I want to do as best as I can, as fast as I can.
There you go.
That's it. Okay, push that yellow button. Let's see what we got.
How are we?
We're good.
The small pieces I'm going to throw up on the deck.
Yeah.